there, and welcome back to the Homemade Haven. A few weeks ago, you might have seen in a video, we brought home about 40 chickens, all mixed breeds, as well as a chickshaw and 100 foot of Premier One PoultryNet fencing. Now, originally our goal was not to keep all 40 of these chickens and quite possibly not keep any of these chickens, as we are looking to eventually get to a more sustainable meat and egg laying chicken. But a few things have fallen through with the breeders that we were in contact with, so we have decided that we're going to keep most of our birds here. We have rehomed about 10 or 12 of the original flock that we brought here to this homestead, and we plan to just keep the majority of everyone that's left. I do plan on giving some of these to my mom and some other family and friends once we are ready to move on to our other birds, maybe in spring of next year once our breeders have them back in stock. So for now, we need to figure out how to expand their area in a temporary manner until we can build our permanent fencing and structure here where we want to keep our chickens in the future. Our future goal for our chicken area is to completely fence in about 350 feet worth of area and then build a more permanent chicken coop structure that will be stationary with an open dirt floor that will be really easy for cleaning out and can house a lot of birds. This chickshaw setup with the Premier One electric net fencing is working really great for us, but with so many birds in such a small area, we're having to move them pretty quickly. So our goal today is to add more Premier One fencing to give them more range. We're going to borrow some of the fence that we have around our garden, basically fence off the entire area that we want to do with our permanent fencing once the time comes, and kind of see how that goes. And we'll just move the chickshaw kind of within that parameter every few days, but it'll be a lot easier to do without having to move the fence and the chickshaw all at the same time. You guys will have to excuse the background tractor noise. Robert is working on one of our swales over there, so this is a functioning homestead, so there's always work to be done, and whenever it comes time to shoot a video, it's not always convenient for everybody, so we work with what we have. I would like to thank Premier One for partnering with us on the purchase of this netting. They were kind enough to give us a discount on this additional fence to help us expand our chicken project here on our homestead. We have used Premier One electric net fencing and their solar IntelliShock battery chargers for the past several years, and they work really great for poultry. We also used the sheep and goat fencing before, and that worked great as well, so we will continue to purchase these for areas that we don't plan on putting permanent fence in place in the future. So we went with the 48-inch PoultryNet Plus. This is a 100-foot long roll, and it has the double prong step-in posts. So this is exactly like the fence we have installed behind us. It's just super user-friendly. The posts are really strong and secure. They don't bend or sway, and the fence just stays up in place. You just step it in and it's there and it's ready to go. So let's open it up and see exactly what all you get inside of the package. Okay, so it comes all nice and neatly wrapped up and tied up so that it's not tangled or loose inside of the box. It comes with a cover over the prongs here so that they don't poke through the packaging or poke yourself, because they're pretty sharp when they're brand new. And then inside you have some extra wire and cording. In case any of your lines break, you can make amends and repairs, as well as some other additional parts and pieces in case they fall off or break or you need to replace them. So pretty simple, pretty basic. This is just going to be a setup and plug up kind of situation, and that's why we really just love this product so much. So currently inside of this area we have a few tractor implements and just some kind of random things sitting around. I'm probably just going to go ahead and fence all of it in for now, just to go ahead and get the length of the fence put up, and then once we're done with that, I'll just kind of knock it down. We'll move these things out and put them kind of where we want to put them. I might need to do a little push mowing for the perimeter so that there's not a lot of grass that's touching the fence, because that can affect the amount of charge that gets put out on it. There might be a little bit of prep work to do before it's in place, but you guys will see just how quick and easy this fence is to set up and why we choose to keep several of these fences on hand. So this fence that we have over here is a different fence. It is still by Premier One, but the posts are a little bit farther apart. I believe these are 10 feet apart compared to the 6 foot apart that our other PoultryNet Plus fences are. So you do get a little bit of sag in the middle of these. We've had pretty decent luck using some of these like plastic step-in posts that you can find at Lowe's or Tractor Supply. And Premier One actually has some that they sell on their website as well. So we just kind of put these in the middle to help support that sag that's there. I do recommend going with the fences that have the posts that are a little bit closer together. It's just less of a headache when you're taking it down and putting it back up, and it just looks a lot cleaner. It's just a lot more sturdy. But this was one of the very first ones that we bought. We didn't know any better, and I'm not even sure that they offered that back when we first bought this. So still works, and it's still going to serve its purpose. We'll just have to make a few adjustments to keep it up in place like our other fences that we have. So as I'm collecting this other fence, the way that I do it to keep it a little less tangled and a little more manageable is to pull the post up and turn it sideways and hold the post in your hand. And you let all of the fencing kind of fold down underneath it. Now when you get 164 foot of this fence, it's kind of hard to carry and to do this nice and neat. So I do prefer the 100-foot fences. They're a little bit easier on me. Maybe you have bigger hands, maybe you're a bigger person, you can handle a little bit more than that. But for me, 100-foot and even 50-foot would be more manageable. But this is just kind of the trick to keeping it a little bit more orderly. You probably still will get some of your posts sticking through the fence and have some tangling and whatnot, but this will make it a little bit more tolerable for you. Alright, so now that we are connecting two different fences, we are going to try to get these posts as close as possible to get rid of any gaps. Like I said, I'm going to have to come through here with the mower and probably clear up some of these weeds because they're a little tall. So we're just going to step it right in close by, just like that. You can take the string from one side and tie around to keep them really close if you need to. You can see the top of these posts have these extra arms that stick out with these little clips on the end. So what you're going to do is take that clip and attach it to the opposite fence. This is going to help the electricity run in a complete circuit, so all the way around through one fence and into the other. So they just slide right onto the wire just like that. And you do want them to connect on your horizontal lines because your horizontal lines are the ones that actually have the electricity running through them. They have the metal wires that go through them. Your vertical lines are just like a plastic wire, so there's not any charge that runs through the vertical lines. I'm really happy with this area. It's a huge area for our birds. They'll be good and safe and secure in this area. And also just having more to free range keeps them healthier and keeps them off top of one another. They've got enough room to spread out. And I can move the coop in here, no problem. I'm not gonna have to drop the fence to move it every time. So I think this is gonna work nicely until we get our permanent plan in place. One thing that I like to do is to put my feeders really close to the edge of the fence. That way, whenever I come out in the morning on the side-by-side, this is the little service road that I take here, I can just pop open the top of this feeder like this and just dump the food right over the fence without having to bring the bag of food into the area over the fence. Because those bags of food can get heavy trying to get them up and over the fence, especially first thing in the morning. So this is just an easy way to do it. These feeders are great. Actually came from Rent-A-Coop, which I will put a link in the description box below if you're interested in checking these out. But it's got 2 openings on these ones, and I believe they hold 20 or 25 pounds of feed. So I only really have to fill these up about once a week. I have 2 of these, so I'll move the other one over here next to it so that they're easy access and easy to fill whenever it comes time to refill them with feed. I also like to set our waterer close by as well, and it just has a pop top lid on it. I keep the water hose ran out here. Eventually we're gonna run some underground water over to this area so we don't have to have a hose from the house all the way out here, but that way I can just flip it on in the morning, open the lid, fill it up, and make sure they have plenty of water for the day. I like super easy and convenient things. I'm not all about coming out here and having to take things apart and clean them and just really have to put a lot of effort into it. So everything in this setup is just super easy, low maintenance, and that's exactly what we were going after with this chicken setup. So it is the next day. We ran out of daylight last night, but we finished getting everything put into place. We got all of the perimeter kind of mowed down a little bit, and we took the mallet and knocked all of the fencing posts in, so everything was good and secure before the chickens went to bed last night. So before I give you guys one final look around at our new perimeter fencing, I want to show you guys our charger and how we keep this fence charged. So this is the solar charger that we have from Premier One as well. It is their IntelliShock 60. You can go on their website and enter how many fences you have or the amount of area that you're trying to charge, and you can find out exactly which system that they recommend to charge your fences and that type of thing. It's super easy. It has a lead that connects to the bottom where the prongs are that go into the ground, so that's what keeps it grounded. And then it has your other lead here that is attached to the battery. It gets a solar charge here, but all you do is you find a good sunny location. They give you tips for how to angle this solar panel depending on the time of year. Once you have it in place, you stick it in the ground, you take your lead, you connect it to one of your horizontal lines. I usually hook it on the very top of the fence, and then you just push the button on the front of it and it starts sending the charge. The way that this charge works, it's going to shock anything that touches the fence and touches the ground at the same time. So a bird landing on this fence, it's not going to do anything to. Some of my chickens, when they were a little bit smaller, were able to fit through the cracks of this fence. They're bigger now, so they don't get out unless they really shove themselves through it. But the bigger they get, they're going to stay contained, and most of your ground predators are not going to be able to get through this fence. As soon as they touch it, they'll receive a shock. As mentioned before, we do plan on putting up a permanent fence in this area and probably electrifying that fence as well. And we plan to build a large coop kind of in this area here. But it will be about the same footprint of what this fence is laid out right now. So this kind of gives us a good idea, and I'm really happy with the area. I think it's a great space for our chickens. They're not going to be on top of one another. There's plenty of forage inside of here for them. We might continue to let them free range a little bit here and there, but supervised, because we do live kind of in the middle of the woods and there are a lot of predators out this way, so we have to be pretty careful with that. For today, that kind of wraps up our new fence installation and chicken expansion project. I hope that you guys maybe learned a little something and saw just how easy this fence is to put up, install, take down, and remove. It's really a great product to keep on hand and have in case you need to quarantine some animals or set up a really quick pasture or something like that. So a big thank you to Premier One. If you are interested in any of their products, visit our description box below. We will provide their website in case you're interested in seeing what products they have. We don't make anything off of your purchases. It's just a product that we have used for years and we are just really happy with it. So we're happy to promote them to other homesteaders. If you guys have any questions or comments about our new setup, please leave them in the comments below. If you use Premier One electro-net at your homestead, leave that in the comments below too. I'd like to hear what you think about it. That pretty much wraps up our video today. I am ready to get out of these gnats and out of the heat and into some air condition for the rest of the day. So we will catch you guys on the next one. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you later. Bye.